painting a little picture here. So, the fat you eat is the fat on you, right? So, we want to become fast. Most people they want to lose fat, but the media wants them to eat fat. They want to eat high protein. So, I get this things like other people might come up to me and say, "Wow, you're really skinny. You're too skinny. You need to eat more." Blah blah blah. Now, here's the thing about the food you eat, right? If you eat carbohydrate, sugar, there's no fat in sugar. I don't know what anybody's thinking about, but there's no fat in sugar. But if we want to lose fat, why are we eating fat? We got the protein shake, which is also loaded with fat. They want to eat the ass meat. They want to, you know, things that are just generally not good for you. And it doesn't make any sense because now to turn sugar into fat, it takes, a few steps, but it's very hard. It's actually being clinically proven or known that the fat in your diet does actually not really change before until it goes into your cells. It actually just goes straight into your cells. So if you're eating saturated crap, fat, whatever it may be, then if you take a needle and you go right into it, that's the fat that's going to come out. So if you're eating olive oil and healthy fats, that's the fat that's going to come out. So it's better fat. Saturated fats are very thick and globby, and they melt after something like 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So they're always like more solid in your body, and you have no fluidity. It blocks the oxygen for coming into your blood. Now, a lot of fat, a lot of protein, it messes up your EPO production, erythropoietin in your body. So, those high fat, high protein diets are actually lowering, those hormones in your body that are actually going to make you run fast, that produce red blood cells. Holy cow. It's like, whoa, slow down, bro. But, just seems that's the way it is. That's the way it is these days. The steps that sugar has to go into take fat. Now, sugar has to be changed into fat. So it actually has to go through a lot of steps in your body. It's so inefficient for your body to do that, but for fat, it's like, it's right there. Bada bing, bada boom. 1, 2, 3. It's in your body. And then, man, but I could go around and I'm talking about. Now I want people to run fast. Like my thing is for people to become very fast, very proficient athletes. And I'm telling you, high carbohydrate is the way to go because if you're not getting your energy, sugar is energy. It's not fat. It's just energy. You put it in your body, boom, it's energy. Here's a little perfect thing, but bunch of shipwrecked sailors or a bunch of sailors got stuck on a ship, right? And they were carrying sugar, white refined sugar. What happened when they ate the sugar? Did they become obese? No, they died. They whittled away to nothing. And what's just scary about it is because you just put pure energy in your body, it's just gonna burn everything out. It's gonna burn all your motives. Yes, that's very dangerous, and I would not recommend eating white refined sugar all the time. But it'll just make you whittle away from numbers. Whittle away. It needs nutrients. It needs calcium. It pulls it out of your bones to metabolize it, and then boom. But you want healthy sugars. You want fruit sugars. I mean, did fruit ever, right? I'm eating tons and tons of fruit. I would be freaking obese. These vegans, vegetarians on the internet that blog about this, Duran Rider, he would be obese, right? It's like just knows how obese I am right now from eating so much sugar. And which is actually really funny is there are athletes out there that eat a lot of fat and they're actually chubby, but they run a lot. They run marathons, but they're not running that fast. There are athletes in Taiwan, China, Japan, whatever, and some of these they're actually not even athletes, but they're very skinny, very lean, but they're not fit at all, right? You don't have to be thin doesn't mean you're actually fit, and I think what's important in life is actually being strong and being fit. But so these guys are running an hour for a 10K, and they could be very thin and very slim, but they're not fit at all, right? But then you could have someone who's more bulky, maybe someone overweight, and run like a 50-minute 5K, and 50-minute 10K, and that's not that fast. But an hour and a half, hour for a 10K, it's like, that's nothing. But yeah, you could have really thin people doing that, but they're just not in any kind of shape. Now, when I was over at camp this week, my God, the food there, it's like It's like they didn't learn anything. Nobody learned anything. Nobody watched the El Loco show because the food there was crap. You had pasta with some sort of corn oil, and man, I got the shits from eating that. Like, holy cow. I'm lucky I bought a lot of oatmeal and stuff and fruit. They even ran out of fruit. I mean, but everyone's eating eggs and hamburgers. It's like we're a running camp. We want everyone to run fast, right? But you're not actually going to run that fast if you consume these harmful products. Things with a lot of fat, blocking red blood cells from going into the body. I'm telling you guys, it's not about that, right? It's not about. Oh jeez, forget about it. Just forget about it. I'm telling. It's about what you eat. It's not about eating whatever the fuck you want, because if you eat whatever the fuck you want, you're not going to perform well. You're gonna have a lot of problems. And we're at a running camp here. Kids got to eat healthier, okay? Kids have to eat healthier because they don't have the energy, and I see it. Like they'll go quick for a little bit, and then they don't seem to have the energy, and they're kids, right? And I have a lot of freaking energy. Though I do prefer to take naps during the day, and I think it's very important for elite athletes to do, help you recover better. But so when you want a diet that works, don't think of it as a diet. Think of it as a lifestyle, right? And then you'll always be proficient in it. You'll always do it. You'll always keep track of what you're doing, and it's easy once you're not starving the brain from carbohydrate. Now, brain is mostly made of fat, right? So it does need healthy fats, olive oil, but it also needs sugar. That's the energy, right? We got that in? Okay. That's the energy your brain needs to function. And you clear your mind, you carb up, you get the carbs. You're going to perform better, you're going to run faster, you're going to think clearly, you're going to make, beautiful paintings over here and have more, just better way of living. And that's why I put myself to it now. I'm telling you, in the end, sugar's not turning into fat. If you're just eating sugar and you're eating a lot of it, you have to eat so much of it. And it has to be more like complex and more dense, like, bread, for it to really turn into any fat. And you have to eat a lot of it. And you probably can't fit that much carb or fiber in your stomach, right? Fat, it's so high in calories and so refined. Your body just sucks it up like that. And it doesn't really go through any process. Now, you do want your body to absorb nutrients easily, and fats such as olive oils will help absorb fat-soluble vitamins. So you need a little bit, and that's why I say a handful of nuts a day is really good. A little bit of fresh, extra virgin olive oil and garlic on, say, lentils is very good. And protein, right? Protein is very dense. Protein goes through a lot less steps to turn into fat than sugar does. So if anything is going to turn into fat, it's going to be protein first before sugar. So you get the fat, and then you get the protein. So there's 500 grams of protein turned into. Oh wait, that turns into muscles. So then the fat, that must turn into muscle too, right? But the sugar, no, that's turning into fat. Oh, but derper. So that's the way we're taught, The carbohydrate doesn't turn into muscle, it turns into fat, but the fat turns into muscle. The protein, it turns into muscle, it doesn't turn into fat. So you can have as much protein as you want, and as much fat as you want, and you'll never get fat. But, it's the obvious reason that everybody's doing this is overweight. And then you look at someone like me running a 13:50 5K, and I'm super lean, super thin, and all I freaking eat is bananas, watermelon, pasta, rice, and a little bit of fat. But I'm so freaking lean. I'm so freaking thin. I actually need to eat more fat, I feel like, or else people can look at me weird. But I'm not. It's not about that. It's about running fast at the end of the day. So whatever you look like, forget about it. Don't get worried what people think of you. Just think about what you have to do to become a fast athlete, a very strong athlete. And that's why I say don't go in life thinking how many likes you're gonna get. How many likes you're gonna get on a YouTube video. It's not about that. It's about you helping other people. It's about everyone and everything helping everyone else. Okay? So, yeah. In the end, make sure you eat plenty of fat and protein so it turns into muscle. But don't eat too much sugar because it's going to turn to fat. There's no sugar's not doing anything to you. We want to turn fat into energy, go through a bunch of steps harder on the body, and pretend that's going to make you run faster. Pretend that's going to do anything for you. But it's like hitting the wall in the marathon. It's not that you're out of energy, it's that you ran out of sugar. You ran out of carbohydrate, right? So then you're burning fat now, but you have to slow that pace down from 5 minutes a mile to 6 minutes a mile, 7 minutes a mile, because it's a slower process. So for anyone running the marathon, what's in those energy drinks? What's in those gels? It's just sugar, because we know carbohydrate is going to give you that energy. And yes, in the marathon, you're going to start burning over a mixture of fat and carbohydrate, but most of it's still going to have to be carbohydrate for running at that pace. And when you train at that pace, you have to learn to burn a mixture of sugar and fat, but it's going to be a very small percentage of fat. And building up the long runs, it's all about that. But I'm telling you, if I don't have carbohydrate, my runs are not going good. And this is advice from an elite athlete right here. If you're not getting your carbohydrates, I don't know what, because you're gonna have to break down fat. You're gonna have to break down. You're gonna break down more protein to turn into energy if you're just and you're going through like ketosis, and that's harmful in your body because your body's gonna want to rebound on that and mess up your metabolism a little bit because to want to store more body fat. So carbohydrates actually gonna burn the fat right off because it's just energy. Back to the sailors on the ship, they wasted away. They burned everything off of them. Well, I'm saying you got to eat stuff with high minerals like fruits and vegetables, so you do burn the fat, but you retain those minerals, those bones, those strength. And for those who think that if you don't get 100 grams of protein a day, you're going to lose all your muscle. You're going to waste away. I get about 60 grams of protein a day, and that's off of about 5,000 calories. It's a lot less. But I haven't worked out in a while, but as you can see, I do still have muscle there. It's lean muscle, but it's still there. I just proved everybody wrong, but nobody's going to listen to me, and I don't really care, other than a few guys on my YouTube channel here who's actually going to listen. But I didn't lose all my muscle. You know why? Because if you're burning carbohydrates as fuel, your body doesn't have to burn muscle, waste away your muscle to turn it into fuel. If you're just eating fat, if you're just trying to burn fat as fuel, your body's going to burn fat, but it's also going to start breaking down muscle. You're going to get more sore in your workouts. You're not going to recover from your workouts effectively. So high carbohydrate retains muscle because your body doesn't have to look for other places as a fuel source, as a carbohydrate source, as a sugar source. So think of it. Fruits, bananas, lots of it. Raw fruits and vegetables all day. For dinner, rice with a little bit of garlic. Actually, a lot of bit of garlic and onions. I like the spices. A little bit of olive oil, healthy fat. That's about it. Bada bing, bada boom. I feel like I run so many miles that I do need a little bit of fat because in the end, that's bodybuilding stuff, right? So, never stop running. Get your carbs. Yeah, that's about it. Eat a lot. Carbohydrate. Energy. Think of energy. You want to run fast? Energy. Okay. Sugar does not turn into fat. Oh my God. Alright, never stop running, always inspiring. That's a nice little painting. El Coyote Loco. Peace out.